Hey, I'm Serena Matcha and you are watching Non-Feminist Gal. Abortion and contraception are one of the many things that the feminist movement is often wrongly credited for. People have been performing abortions and using birth control since the dawn of humanity. In the late 20th century, abortion and contraception became safer and more accessible in Western countries due to developments in science and technology. This had little, if anything, to do with the wider Anglophonic feminist movement. Most people who call themselves pro-life are not actually pro-life. They are pro-birth and anti-choice. To be clear, I believe that you can be against abortion and still believe that it should remain legal, such as in cases when a woman is raped or her life is in danger. Safe, legal, and rare. Personally speaking, I don't agree with the idea of abortion and think it should only ever be used as a last resort, yet I understand why it must remain legal. Abortion will occur whether it is illegal or not. The difference is, when legal, it massively reduces the level of trauma for both the mother and the fetus. The procedure is much safer and is performed with anesthetics that lessen the risk of internal bleeding and potential death for the mother. According to the World Health Organization, every year approximately 25 million women and girls have unsafe abortions that result in long-term health consequences such as heavy bleeding, infections, and trauma to the cervix, vagina, and uterus. Between 4.7 and 13.2% of maternal deaths can be attributed to unsafe abortion. The vast majority of these happen in developing countries that do not have access to safe and legal healthcare. In the UK, abortion was made legal in 1967 due to concerns of health consequences arising from unwanted pregnancy and backstreet abortions. These had a highly detrimental effect on women, girls, and their families. Likewise, in America in 1973, the Supreme Court full of men passed Roe v. Wade, a groundbreaking law that granted abortion as a constitutional right on the grounds of individual liberty. Abortion was never even part of the original aims of American feminism. Betty Friedan's first edition of the Feminine Mystique didn't even include abortion. It was Larry Ladder, a man, who persuaded Friedan to include abortion as part of the National Organization for Women's Manifesto. Ladder published Abortion in 1966, a book which pushed the case for making abortion legal and accessible to women in America. Ladder's reason for pushing abortion had little to do with feminism, and they came from his personal desires for sexual liberation. He also wanted to use abortion as a form of population control. Likewise, credits to early contraception can be attributed to several men and one brave woman. Carl Djerassi, a Mexican scientist, invented the first oral contraceptive in 1951. Gregory Goodwin Pincus, an American biologist, also worked on the pill during the 1950s when introduced to the concept by Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood. Their research led Frank B. Colton, another American scientist, to create Anovid, the first commercially available oral contraceptive, in 1960. Collectively, these men and the woman worked together to improve society for both genders. Margaret Sanger did not berate the men for helping her to achieve birth control rights for women. Contraception is important for both men and women as it allows people to enjoy sex without the pressure of pregnancy. It also allows married or long-term couples who either don't want children or who have children but don't want any more to control their fertility. Ironically, most of the early women's pioneers like Mary Wollstonecraft, Victoria Woodhull, Susan B. Anthony, and most of the suffragettes were highly anti-abortion. Many of them worked to outlaw abortion, as they were religious women who believed that abortion was akin to infanticide. The American feminist organization Feminists for Life and US Republican feminist Sarah Palin have all asserted that abortion is anti-women and that it must be abolished. There are large bodies of American conservative women who are anti-abortion, which goes against the mainstream feminist movement. Despite me being firmly pro-choice, I find it hypocritical that feminism calls itself a women's movement, yet alienates all of these women who are anti-abortion. Many feminists probably view pro-life feminists as not real feminists, even though practically all so-called first-wave feminists were anti-abortion, there is no way the suffragettes would have lobbied to make abortion legal. Ultimately, abortion should be viewed as a case of religion versus science, not feminism versus patriarchy. Abortion is viewed as an abomination and a sin across the Abrahamic religions. Ireland, a devoutly Catholic country, only made abortion legal in 2018. In the United States, those with strong religious views are far more likely to be anti-abortion than those who aren't. Like most women who are pro-choice, I do not believe that abortion should be used as a form of birth control. Abortion is a highly traumatic experience that most women do not want to go through. It is thanks to modern medicine, science, and technology that we have the pill and safe abortions in the West. And a lot of these were invented and legalized by men. But what are your thoughts? Do you think that abortion is a feminist issue or a humanitarian issue? Also, I'm aware that I'm going to get plenty of people in the comments saying things like abortion is evil and abortion needs to be banned and it's an abomination. But I am going to be kindly ignoring all of those comments. So if you fancy leaving one, I will not be engaging with it.